So I tend to get a bit worried when I see a movie got a 15-minute standing ovation at a film festival, i.e. Venice Film Festival, and The Smashing Machine, I got the impression before this was to get over The Rock's acting credentials, as well as the fact that he wants to take a different audience. Okay, fine. Don't know much about MMA. Open about it. Enjoy sports biopics film. I am a fan of The Rock, just to be open, like as in the wrestling days. That's when I first got into wrestling. So I thought maybe it had the potential to be a good film. So, was it? Well, the first thing with these biopics is how much of the sport do you, especially in the sports ones, how much of the sport do you get versus the personal stuff? Because they have to balance the two. And sometimes you can get a bit too choppy and changey, but you do need a bit of both. And I would say from the get-go, if you're after MMA, a lot of MMA stuff, you're going to be disappointed. You hear a lot about the fact that he had, like, you know, okay, this is the personal stuff, but his drug addiction, those problems, you know, he was undefeated till he wasn't undefeated, but you just don't get a lot about that apart from sort of hearing about it retrospectively, if that weren't retrospectively and sort of in real time, but just like, oh, he lost. Okay. So really, it feels like this movie from the start is trying to fit around The Rock trying to get his acting credentials out than actually what was best for the movie. That's the impression I got, and I don't think overall it fit very well what the movie was. If coincidentally it had, fine, but I just don't think it did. And I thought they overdid the dysfunctional relationship too much. I'm not saying, I don't know how accurate that is in terms of, like, you know, a lot of these biopics take hellishly large creative liberties, but I don't know. But either way, when you look at it as like an entertainment piece or trying to inform or whatever it is, it's got to be entertaining in some way, right? And it's just too much of them breaking up. They're that couple that constantly are fighting in love, breaking up, getting back together, breaking up, getting back together. That's fine. But even if you're trying to go down that route, they just did it too many times where it's like, oh, this is definitively finished. Then don't see the partner for a while. Then she's suddenly in the gym with him. And it's like, okay, so they're not broken up. So it doesn't give you that definitive ending. And I thought the pacing of this movie was just too slow. It was just too slow. And I sit there sometimes with slow pacing. I'll never forget my brother saying about Game of Thrones, for example. Totally different proposition, but just to give you an example, give it 4 episodes at least when you watch it. I didn't need 4 episodes, but there is truth that sometimes you're like, they're setting up things. A movie's different to a series, but you're still like, okay, I'll wait because there's quite often a payoff. Hot Fuzz was probably my biggest one. Totally different movie again, but at first I was pretty bored in that actually. With this, I was like, okay, waiting. So I don't know this, but I suspect that, as I said, people who wanted to watch, well, no, people who want to watch for MMA fights, so when you get a boxing film and you get the boxing scenes, you will be disappointed. If you wanted to hear about the life of, you know, this guy, then I think you'll probably be a bit disappointed as well that it just didn't feel well made. I mean, it was well made in a sense, but it wasn't well made in terms of the way they set out the story. I don't really know what else to say about it because, as I said, it doesn't matter that I'm not an MMA guy because it's more personal stuff. It's just, oh, I'm struggling because of MMA. Well, I could have had a golf film or a darts film or a badminton film. And if there wasn't any badminton, golf or darts, then it's like, oh, I just feel shit about losing. Well, I know what the concept of losing badminton, golf or darts is. But I also left this movie thinking, this isn't very heartfelt. Like, they both came across as dicks. And he's supposed to actually be, from what limited information I read, please comment below if you think that I'm wrong with this. He's supposed to be a nice guy. And I'm like, so were you trying to get across that he was a dick as well as his partner? Was that the point? But I don't feel like that was the point of like, oh, we've got to get the real story out about them, because generally you hear he's a nice guy, or was, you know, back in the day, the time it's doing 97 to 2000, I think it was. That's not what they got across at all. And I can confidently say that wasn't a me thing. So in conclusion, if you're the kind of person that just, you're really into MMA, or I've said this before, but I'm not repeating myself. If you're into MMA or you just want to know this guy's story, it's worth watching. Would I say it's worth watching at the cinema? Only if you really want to trip out to the cinema because you love grabbing popcorn, sitting down and watching it around other people. If not, wait till it comes out on Blu-ray, streaming, whatever it is. And if you're not that into this, you're just thinking, oh, it's a biopic, I might enjoy this. I'd probably say give it a miss, but that's just my opinion. I was, yeah, quite disappointed with it, I would say. But then, as I said, I was worried about the 15-minute standing ovation. I mean, it's so awkward. How do you have a 15-minute standing ovation for anything? Like, even my favourite band, I'd be like 2 minutes. No, I don't think I'd last that long. I'd be like, first of all, my hands are going red raw. Secondly, like, can you just play another song? In the Venice Film Festival, it's like, can we just get on and either hop on a gondola or just carry on with the film festival, please? Because I don't need to wipe red raw hands or look really awkward or be like, do I sit down, do I stand up? I got a football as a season ticket holder. Wouldn't give the team a 15-minute bloody standing ovation, and that's like a longer than normal thing in terms of how people behave when they're applauding a team when they've won. and he hadn't necessarily won the Venice Film Festival or won Hollywood. There's that. But anyway, let me know what you think. I think I've waffled on long enough about this. Please comment below, let me know your thoughts. Please like, subscribe, ring the bell if you want to know more from this channel, and also your support is very much appreciated. Until next time, I'll see you later.